Hi, I'm Bill Mosley, and I just want to welcome you to class this semester. Let me tell you a little bit about myself, just so you can get to know me before we get into the class. I've been at BC for 26 years. I started out as the Internet Services Specialist way back in the early days of the web, and I was actually the person who was in charge of BC's first website. I moved into faculty where I stayed for 16 years, and then I spent about 6 years in administration before coming back into the classroom. And this is my second year back in the classroom, so I'm really starting to enjoy being back with students again and enjoy my time teaching. I started off at Bakersfield College, where I got my associate's degree, and then I transferred to Fresno Pacific University. I completed a master's degree at Pepperdine University and then finished my Ph.D. at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Interestingly enough, although I teach computer science, none of my degrees are in computer science. I just really love computers, technology, and coding. So hopefully that comes through in our classroom interactions. I'm really doing the thing that I love the most. If you want to know more about me professionally or personally, you can look at my website. There's a lot on there. The most important thing about me, though, is my family. You can see here from this picture, although it's a couple of years old, at my daughter's wedding. We are a big family. There are 7 kids in our family, and 5 of them are adopted. It's having a big family is not something that I expected ever to have, but it has been a huge life-changing experience for me. Obviously, adoption is a big part of our life, and I'm happy to talk about adoption or answer questions as they come up. We're pretty open about our adoptions and about how we have done our family over the years. But it's super important to me. So I just wanted to share that picture with you all. Another thing that's important to our family is the sport of swimming. All 7 of my kids are swimmers or have been swimmers. Some are retired now. And we started off early with club swimming, where they kind of rose through the ranks. Most of them have swam in college and at CBU, here at CSUB, and at the University of Tennessee. And my oldest, even, as you can see here, swam at Olympic trials and swam at NCAA championships with the University of Tennessee. So we've got a lot of swimming experience in our family. We've tried most levels or most types of swimming, and it's been a really cool thing to watch my kids develop over the years into swimmers and leaders and really good athletes. So that's something that we love talking about as well. The classes for this semester, you'll be enrolled in at least one of these, but maybe more. The class that I teach the most of is the Computer Science B10 class, Python. I also teach web design tools, HTML and CSS, JavaScript, and PHP and MySQL. If you're paying attention or you're enrolled in some of these classes, maybe you noticed that these classes are the most of the classes that are required for the certificate in web design. So if you are enrolled in one or more of these classes, that might be something to consider adding to your portfolio. It goes really well with a computer science degree, or any degree really, but marketing, computer science, some of those degrees go really well with a certificate in web design. And also, I've had some students who just want to get the certificate in web design and get out there and start building websites for people. So there's a lot of options, and it's still a very, very in-demand job. I want you to know that I've put a lot of thought and effort into designing these classes. While I don't have a computer science degree, I have several degrees in instruction and instructional design. And in fact, I taught instructional design at Pepperdine University at the master's degree and doctoral levels for almost 20 years. So one of the things that I am an expert on, and so as far as my education goes, is instructional design. And so I've put a lot of work into making these classes really great learning experiences. First, these classes are built to teach you real skills. In computer science, as I'm sure you're probably aware or can imagine, Um, People really don't care how you did on a test or how much you remember from some textbook. What people care about is the skills you bring to the table, the skills you have, so that you can do the job that they need you to do. And so I'm here to teach you those real skills. And this class is built in order to teach you and help you understand the real skills that are necessary in each of these subject areas. This class has no grades. I am required to give you a grade at the end of the class, but each assignment is worth only 1 point. And you get that point as soon as you demonstrate that you understand that specific skill. And you can have as much time as you need or as many tries to understand that skill as you need. I'm here to help you. The only grade you'll get at the end of the class is because it's required by the school. Honestly, I think grades are kind of not useful in terms of learning, and uh, and so I avoid focusing too much on grades. What I want to focus on is making sure that everybody understands the things that they need to understand to be successful out in the field of computer science. The class is entirely project based. What that means is there's no quizzes, there's no exams. Just like real life, I'm going to give you some challenges to work on, and you'll use your skills and your understanding in the subject area to work on those challenges and solve those problems because that's what you're going to do. If you get a job in web design or programming or software development, you're going to have challenges, and your job is going to be to use what you know to solve those problems. And so that's what we do in this class. In this class, unlike in the real world, you'll have me to help you out. So um, hopefully that's a benefit to you. And as you go through these different projects, they will build on one another, and they will eventually lead you to a place of pretty decent expertise in that area. As I said, the class builds as you go. What that means is we'll start with some basic stuff, and the next thing we'll take that basic stuff and expand on that a little bit. And you will eventually find yourself doing things that you didn't think you'd be able to do at the beginning of the class. Always, always remember that I'm here to help you. A lot of times we feel like in education, it's the students versus the instructor, where the students are trying to get a good grade and the instructor is the only thing stopping them from getting that grade. In this class, I really want you to know that it's not you versus me. It is both of us working together to help you understand what you need to understand and help you become a professional of some skills because that reflects back on me, right? I'm the instructor. If you say I learned web design from Bill Mosley and your web design is trash, then that means I'm a trash instructor. So I want to help you as much as possible because when you go out there in the world, you are the testament of my ability to teach you. So I want you to do very well. I want you to be highly qualified for whatever you take on in the future. So finally, let me wrap up really quick here with how to be successful in this class because I think it's really important, and I want to give you some tips. I know some of these classes are very fast paced. I know your life is busy. I know you got other stuff going on, but please try and keep up as much as you can. Use the tools that you have. Use your phone, use your reminders app, ask Siri to remind you. Just try and keep up. Spend a little bit of time each day or each couple of days on the class and try to keep yourself moving. One of the worst things that can happen to a student is that they take too much time off. You lose so much momentum and it's really hard to catch up. I would suggest going in order of the assignments. I do accept late work without penalty because I want you to master each concept, but mastering early concepts will help you master later concepts because of the way that class is built from easy to difficult and building on previous modules. It's much better for you to go in order. I wouldn't recommend skipping. If you have trouble, if you have a question, if you need help, the only way that I can find out about that is if you communicate with me. So please use the communication channels for this class. I give you a number that you can call or text. I'm available via email. I have office hours. So please stay in touch. Make sure you communicate with me so that you don't disappear without me knowing what's going on. I would highly recommend to be successful that you check your email and Canvas at least a couple of times a week. I will send out announcements if I cancel class or if I have an extra office hour or I cancel office hours. I will always let you know in advance, usually quite a bit in advance. Obviously, there could be an emergency or something like that that comes up the last minute, which we can't help. I expect that the same will be true for you. And so there's some grace there on my part as well. But I want to make sure that you are receiving my communications because, again, those communications are there to help you. So check your email, check Canvas, make sure you stay in touch. Finally, in the class website in Canvas, there's something called the Wisdom Wall. And this Wisdom Wall is a collection of tips from students who have taken the class before. I put them there unedited for you to read because sometimes if you hear me saying, keep up with the class or don't get behind, or here's how you can be successful, um, it might not carry very much weight. And so I want you to hear from your peers. I want you to hear their experience and what they have discovered, sometimes the hard way, about keeping up in the class and about how to be successful. So all that to say is the class is really built for you to be successful. I want you to be successful. So all you have to do is show up and put your best effort in. And I feel pretty confident that if you do that, I can help you succeed in this class. I'm looking forward to a great semester, and I hope you enjoy the last few days of break before we get started. If you're reading this on the first day, I hope you had a nice break, but I'm ready to get into things this semester and see what we can learn. See you soon.